Hey, what's up? It's Casper. Today I got another fun art project, but this one's going to be for my two homies over at Four Bad Eyes.
Hey! Yeah! We're back! Four Bad Eyes! Hey, how's everybody? Yay!
Four bad eyes in between two ferns.
How's everybody doing?
So for those of you that are new here, my name is Casper. I'm an artist out of Melbourne, Australia. I mostly paint murals and refurbish skateboards. But today's going to be a fun project. It's for the two homies, Dan Mancina and Anthony Ferraro. So they're two blind skaters out of the USA. Both legends. They recently started a podcast called Four Bad Eyes. I've had it on in the background whilst I've been painting everything. And I thought, I don't know, the dudes are just so sick. I got to make them a piece of art. And I guess one of the most important things here is they can't see visually. So I'm going to carve this deck out and make it feel really, really nice, as well as painting it in and making it look nice. And for anybody here who's visually impaired, I'm going to narrate through this whole video and hopefully make it as entertaining for you as it is for everybody else. So yeah, real psyched to get stuck right on into it. So let's start that intro. I'm going to move these two toys that I painted out of the way, and we're going to get into my stack of used skateboards. So these are all boards that I've either skated myself or my friends or people that have just given me it along the way, but I think this one might be the one. First thing I'm going to do with this deck is I'm going to peel this grip tape off. The way I'm going to do that is get a Stanley knife, cut into the top, and peel it back. So the reason why I do this is for two things really. One, it feels so much nicer to have a smooth deck on top. And two, when I'm cutting through this thing, I don't want any grip tape on the top. It really stops that blade a little bit and dulls it back. So to make a nice smooth edge, I'm going to need to peel this thing back. But now that we've got a smooth top, I'm going to grab my sander right here. We're going to head out to the laneway and we're going to make the bottom smooth too. So you can see the graphic on this. It used to be a sour board, but as I sand this back, it's going to be turning orange. But each layer in a skateboard can be a different color. That's always sick with the wood grain, and it looks like the top layer for this one is an orange. We'll stroll back into the studio and get to painting. Now we'll just need three things. 1, a roller, 2, a bucket of paint, and 3, your keys to open that paint up. We'll chuck that roller in the paint, mix it up a little bit, prime that deck, and then we can get on the pencil to sketch that design out. I'm going to get my phone out and we're going to get some inspiration images. So what's really sick about this and makes it a lot easier for me is their logo is actually already really sick. They got 4 eyes up on it, different colors, they all blink at the start of the pod. So I'm going to use this as inspiration and mesh my style throughout the whole thing. I've got the sketch done. I'm going to grab my jigsaw and these 2 clamps and we're going to head back out and cut this board up. I'm going to try to cut this as clean as I can. So for anybody who can't actually see this, what I do is I use the jigsaw to carve into the skateboards around the whole thing. So it goes in and out, deeper in some areas, some are shaped straight, some are shaped rounded. I just started doing these with boards back when I was younger because after I'd skate them, they were just all trash with chips. First of all, I started shaping them to look like sort of old school decks, so a bit wider with a bit of a rocket nose. But after that, I realized I can just shape the whole thing and turn it into its own piece of art. And that's what I'm going to do with this board in particular. I'm going to make this the cleanest, nicest feeling board I've ever made. And that's a wrap on the shape. So I'm real psyched on it. There's actually some real deep areas where some flowers are going to be sort of like blossoming out of and falling into, and a bunch of stairs too. So there'll be sort of sharp edges, rounded edges, things popping out everywhere. And yeah, I think it looks pretty wild. So I'll jump back in the studio, chuck that podcast back on, and sand it back.
Farted. Like I heard it. And I'm like,
I can't wait for them to get their hands on this. Check out this shape, all cleaned up, looking nice. I think it's ready for paint. So here comes the colourful part. So I'm going to be painting this whole thing with acrylic paint. I got 4 main colours, which is yellow, orange, pink, and blue. And I'm going to be using chisel brushes. These are my favorite things to use in the studio. Sometimes I use an airbrush, mostly because out when I paint murals, I like paint with a spray can, and it's pretty similar. But for this one, I'm going to stick to the brushes. The first color it's going to be dropping is yellow. We're going to chuck some pink in after that, some green, finish up on some orange, and then it's time to get stuck into painting those eyes. Sick. So we got those base colors down, bunch of flowers, stairs, eyeballs, everything sort of getting on its way. And this is the fun part. So really chucking in those pupils, chucking an outline around the whole thing. So I paint with a brush when it comes to the colors. And then these little pens just here to outline it, I use them. They're called Posca pens. So if anybody who's a skater who's watching this, you might have grabbed a Posca pen and scribbled on your board or your grip tape a little bit. They're just really awesome. It's like acrylic in a pen, and they're just super easy, draw straight on, and for outlining, they're absolutely perfect. For me, I love variations in line weight. So like at the start of a flower, it'll start nice and thin. As it works its way out, it gets nice and thick. Same thing with the stairs, same thing with the teeth, same thing with all the monsters. Always thick and thin. I find it just gives it so much more character. We got some sick colors kicking. Up the top there's the pink eyeball. Next one down is green and orange. Next one, orange and pink. And the last one is pink and yellow. This part really makes it look sick. I'm going to grab some brighter pens, chuck some highlights in, grab some thinner ones, and create texture around the whole piece. And that's a wrap. We'll get a close-up view on all the details just here. But the last thing we're going to do is we're going to get some string and chuck it through the top 2 deck bolts, tie it up, and this will be a hangable piece. I'm really psyched with how this thing turned out. I can't wait to send it over to the boys at 4 Bad Eyes. But if you wanted to check out their stuff, it's Dan the Mancina and ASF Vision across the board. But I'll chuck that stuff in my bio. If you like my work and my art, you enjoyed watching and listening along, you can check out more of my stuff too. So yeah, cheers for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.